let's get started with the dominating legacy of Silent Suzuka, and this will begin in 3, 2, 1, and let's go!
A common theme in Umamusume is inspiration of past generations. In previous videos, we've covered the inspiration of Tokai Teo by Simbali Rudolph, a nod to real-life events and a source of motivation for Teo to try her absolute best.
Nice.
In doing so,
yeah,
Teo would inspire the main characters of Season 3, Kita-san Black and
Kita-san
Satoru
Black,
Daimen.
yeah, I mean...
Though their stories will be saved for future videos to come, today I wanted to focus on a Season 1 fan favorite from the anime, one who inspired Special Week and became her closest friend.
Silent
Once
Suzuka.
more, just like all Umas, this story is based on real-life events.
Real-life event,
This
once
is
again.
the story of Silent Suzuka, the runaway from another dimension who dominated the race course. Silent Suzuka was born on May 1st, 1994, in the town of
1994.
Biratori, Hokkaido. Just like our previous video with Tokai Teo, Silent Suzuka was a stallion with a legacy continued on from his sire. Suzuka's sire was Sunday Silence, an American racehorse who retired with a total
Sunday
of 10
Silence,
races,
wow.
with the lowest placement being
That is
second
a
out
good
of
name.
all of them. Interestingly, despite being a horse from the United States, Sunday Silence would find
horse
himself
from the
venturing
US.
to Japan. Several factors played a
Awesome.
role in Sunday Silence's transfer to Japanese soil. At the time, Sunday Silence was named Horse of the Year in 1989 after winning the Kentucky
1989.
Derby. Due to the dominating record of Sunday's career, it caught the attention of Zenga Yoshida, a prominent Japanese breeder who had already invested in Sunday Silence. Arthur Hancock III, the owner of the farm Sunday Silence was born on, was struggling with financial difficulties at the time.
Financial
Due to this,
difficulties.
and lack of interest from American breeders, Yoshida would claim ownership of Sunday Silence, taking him back to Japan. This wasn't to race Sunday, but instead to make him a breeding stud for future race horses. Low interest was also present in America due to an
look at
injury
how
Sunday
old
sustained
these
following
races
his
are.
retirement. Ironically,
Like
the
from
same
the
decorated
80s.
horse who has met with skepticism from American breeders would lead to be one of the most successful sires for the future of Japanese horse racing. Silent Suzuka would debut on February 1st, 1997
Kyoto
in
race course.
Kyoto. Suzuka would take first place in this race, catching the eye of spectators with his debut. This wasn't a normal victory that people would see from a maiden race,
Yeah.
but instead
What we
a
get to
complete
see in
blowout.
the anime.
Silent Suzuka would win this
Wow,
1600
look at the
meter race
gap.
by 7 whole lengths. A
Insane.
dominating performance of speed on a turf-based race course. Even
Dominate.
at an early age, Suzuka showed promise on turf-based tracks. This race would make Silent Suzuka a fan favorite.
A fan
However,
favorite.
unlike his maiden debut, the remainder of the year wouldn't be so
Suzuka,
impactful.
beautiful.
Over the following races that Suzuka would participate in, ranging from March 2nd, 1997 to December 14th, 1997, we'd see Suzuka experience highs and lows of his racing career. Suzuka would only win 2 of the 8 following
Miles
races,
Championship,
with the lowest
Tenno-sho.
placement being 15 at the Mile Championships in
Wow.
Kyoto. This, surprisingly enough, is all too common for Japanese racehorses. As I've stated in previous videos, the odds of a horse winning a race at all is
Special
already
week,
slim
let's
to begin
go.
with. Most horses don't even reach 10 total races in their career, let alone persevere past that point. Suzuka's 1997 race history has a multitude of factors that led to losing the race. In the Yayoi Show, Suzuka's second race, held on March 2nd, 1997, Suzuka would go under the gate before the race started,
Really?
hitting the jockey and resulting in a low placement. After a sequence
That's
of 2
very
wins
dangerous.
following the Yayoi Show, Suzuka's new
The
aim
Yayoi
would be the
Show,
Tokyo Yushun,
Once
or
again,
the
another
Japanese
dominating
Derby.
race.
Unfortunately, Suzuka would once more fall short of victory, placing 9th overall.
9th?
At Suzuka's following race, the Kobe Shimbunhai, he showed promise, hanging towards the front until the home stretch. This seeming victory would be thwarted by Machikane Fukukitaru, who would overtake
Fuku!
Suzuka in the final spurt.
The
In the 2
Machikane
races that
Fukukitaru.
followed, Suzuka would change jockeys from Hiroyuki Uemura, who'd been with Suzuka since his debut, to Hiroshi Kawachi.
Oh, they even switched
Hiroyuki
the
would express his
jockeys.
grievance with Suzuka failing to cooperate with his instructions. Over the course of multiple races, Suzuka would not respond well to his jockey's commands. This change will result in 2 more low placements for Suzuka.
Low placement, yeah.
Just like with Hiroyuki,
Now
Kawachi
used to
also
the
faced
jockeys.
similar issues when trying to work with Suzuka as well. Silent Suzuka would prove to be difficult to work with for yet another jockey, resulting in another set of low placements in future races.
Wow.
These being the Autumn Tenno Show and the Mile Championships held in
Autumn
1997.
Tenno Show
In
and
addition
Miles
to the jockey's
Championship.
difficulty to cooperate with Suzuka, his racing style was also not yet refined as well. Silent Suzuka had an odd racing style where he'd advance to the front of the pack only to lose steam and fall behind as the race continued. Following the string of defeats, Kawachi would be replaced by Yutaka Take, the jockey who, for all but one future race, would be by Suzuka's side as his racing career continued into 1998. This would be the point where Suzuka would go from an average racehorse to one of the greatest horses to ever emerge from Japan. In the anime, Silent Suzuka changes teams from Team Real.
Oh, this is the changing the team kind of aspect.
Suzuka would experience in his
yes.
career. In the anime, it is stated that Suzuka disobeyed orders
she wasn't
by
fit to
ignoring
be
her
in Team
instructions to conserve energy,
Regal because of the
causing a
running
rift
style.
between the trainer
Wow,
and
this is
Uma.
really cool. The
Another
trainer.
parallel between the anime and real-life events are the circumstances leading up to Suzuka's transfer. The jockey's previous Take, reflected in Team Real, would not understand how to fully harmonize with Silent Suzuka.
Yeah, doesn't understand how to fully harmonize her. Yeah, until she switched teams.
Take, reflected in her transfer to Team Spica, would showcase the true potential that Silent Suzuka had, and the perseverance to bring out the absolute best of his racing capabilities. Season 1 of Umamusume highlights Suzuka's dominating maiden debut and the
second
final
is
two
El
races of
Condor
his
Pasa,
career,
but there's a
these being
distance.
the Mainichi Okan and
Brass
the
Wonder
Autumn
also
Tenno
struggling.
Show in
Yeah, there we go.
1998. In addition to these two highlighted races, 1998 would prove to be a dominating year for Silent Suzuka. In the 5 previous races Suzuka participated in, he'd placed first in every single one.
First,
Not only
6
this,
race
but
got
in addition
first.
to these dominating
Nakayama
victories,
Kinen,
2 would be record-setting
King
times.
Kosho.
Suzuka's win streak in 1998 would also lead to a
Kokura.
surge of interest in Japanese horse racing overall. The period in which Suzuka raced would be dubbed as the golden age for race horses, with
the
Suzuka
golden
being a
age.
major driving factor in revitalizing the popularity of the
Now
sport.
she becomes a legendary
Suzuka
horse.
wasn't only winning races, but doing so by a wide margin against his competitors. This would earn Suzuka the title of being the runaway from another dimension.
The
And
runaway
May
from
30th,
another
1998,
dimension.
That title would prove
Wow.
fitting for Silent Suzuka.
Yeah, it's
At this
perfect.
point, Suzuka remained as an undefeated racehorse for 3 consecutive races in a row.
Really?
These being the Valentine Stakes, Nakayama Kinen, and the Kokura Daishin, where Suzuka was
Kokura
second at the
Daishin,
time.
okay.
Popularity for Suzuka had already skyrocketed, resulting in high favor for Suzuka to win the upcoming G2 race. Despite Suzuka's popularity, the pool of horses he'd compete against were a very strong roster
Yeah,
of
in
their
the
own
anime,
regard.
Nice
Suzuka
Nature,
would be put against
Asian Flash,
multiple
El
racehorses
Condor
with
Pasa,
winning streaks of
and
their
Brass
own,
Wonder.
most notably Taiki Eldorado and Midnight Bet. For context, the Kinko show, the race Suzuka would participate in, had a record time of 2 minutes 1.4 seconds.
2 minutes 1.
This meant that in order to
That's
ensure
a
victory,
record.
Suzuka would need to at least cross the finish line by the 2-minute mark. No one would expect just how much lower Suzuka would set this time. Suzuka's running style is a gamble in itself, a risky method that has a horse sprint at full speed right out of the gate.
Ooh.
Utilization of this technique, dubbed as the runaway method,
Yeah.
were used by horses who either
This
dislike
is just
physical
like we saw
fights
in the
or had a
anime.
strong desire
Every
to run
time,
ahead of the pack.
Suzuka.
For Silent
Be
Suzuka,
at the front until the
his
very
reason
end.
would be
Run
the
away.
latter. Despite the risky method, Suzuka remained at the front of the pack by a large margin. This
Once
race
again, the
would
large
result in
margin.
Suzuka's
Yo,
final
look at
time
the
being 1
distance.
minute and 57 seconds.
This is
with
so
Midnight
cool.
Bet, the second place recipient, clocking in a
Suzuka
time
is
of
so
1 minute
fast.
and 59 seconds. Silent Suzuka had set a dominating record time,
Yeah.
beating Bet by distance, with the official documentation stating by 11 horse lengths. This
Take,
victory would solidify
the
Suzuka's
Yutaka is
4th
the jockey.
consecutive win in 1998. On July 12th of the same year, Suzuka would compete in the Takarazuka Kinen, a
Takarazuka
G1
Kinen.
race that would truly test Suzuka's fighting spirit. Up until this point in his career, Suzuka had yet to claim a victory in a G1 competition, with the previous 4 victories being either G2 or G3 races. This race would also prove difficult due to Take being unable to jockey Suzuka. Originally,
Even
due to
Take
the
is
distance of the Takarazuka
struggling
Kinen,
with
Silent Suzuka's handler would opt
Suzuka
to
a
not
bit.
race him and instead plan to set the goal of winning the Autumn Tenno show later on in the year. Due to this, Take would instead jockey Air Groove for the Takarazuka Kinen.
Air Groove.
This was
yeah.
the plan, until by sudden request of Suzuka's owner, he was suddenly registered for the G1 race. Due to the short time between registration and the race day, Suzuka was paired with Katsume Minai. Worry quickly circulated due to Suzuka's history of previous handlers and if he'd be able to squeeze a victory with Katsumi as his jockey. Luckily for Suzuka, Katsumi was a well-seasoned jockey who had worked with multiple famous racehorses, most notably Tamamo Cross and Oguri Cap.
Oh really? Tamamo Cross and Oguri Cap.
Suzuka would manage to claim a victory
Whoa.
for his 5th consecutive race in a row. Katsumi had later recounted
The jockey
that
is
it
a
was
big
as
deal.
if the horse ran on his own. The harmonization between jockey and racehorse was clearly present, and Katsumi highly rated Suzuka's overall capabilities on the racetrack. By this point, Suzuka was able to control his pace much more effectively, reducing the probability of running out of stamina mid-race. Suzuka would instead sprint at high speed right out of the gate, slow down and regain stamina midway through, and spurt on the final straight. With this being the final G1 victory for Katsumi Minai, he retired shortly after the Takarazuka Kinen, aiding Suzuka to maintain his chain of first place finishes. Following the Takarazuka Kinen, Suzuka would participate in the Mainichi Crown. As stated previously, a race that was showcased in Umamusume Season 1, Silent Suzuka will be put once more against a set of strong competitors. In this race, most notably, Grass Wonder and El Condor Pasa. This race was broadcasted to over 130,000 people, despite it being a G2 race. As personified in
so
the
many
anime,
people are watching a
Silent
G2
Suzuka
race.
would once more show clear domination in this race, beating both Grass Wonder and El Condor Pasa by a decent margin. In post-interviews held with Pasa's jockey,
we get to see
he
that
would
in
state
season
that
1.
it was as if he couldn't even step on Suzuka's shadow, showcasing the sheer strength
Whoa,
that Suzuka had to
yeah, there we
maintain
go,
the
there we
lead
go,
over
there we
strong
go.
competitors. This victory would mark Suzuka's 6th consecutive win in 1998, but would have much deeper meaning to Japanese horse racing. At the time, there was an order in place to protect Japan's domestic horse racing industry. A rule had been established preventing foreign imported horses from participating in G1 races. This was to avoid the now common practice of purchasing overseas horses for a cheap price that displayed strong pedigrees and racing potential. Both El Condor Pasa and Grass Wonder were product of this practice. The fear was present that with an influx of foreign horses, the reputation of Japanese ranches would plummet, as well as the training methods needed to the Japanese people. Silent Suzuka would shatter these notions with his dominating victory at the Mainichi Okan, proving once more that horses born and raised in Japan could very well be fierce competitors in their own regard. This victory would serve as an opportunity to lift the ban on foreign horses participating in G1 races. Silent Suzuka's career was at an all-time high, but unfortunately, this would be where his luck would run out. With a staggering growth in popularity and thousands of adoring fans,
The Tenno Show
Suzuka will participate in the Autumn Tenno Show.
Autumn Tenno Show.
Suzuka had previously
This is where we get to
participated
see
in the Autumn
Suzuka
Tenno
got the
Show a year
injury
prior.
in
However,
the anime.
he had an unremarkable placement, finishing 6th overall. This time, Yutaka Take and Suzuka went into the race with high spirits, ready to show the audience yet another dominating victory. This would mark Suzuka's 7th consecutive win overall if he were to place first in this race. At the start of the race, as the anime and real footage showcased, Suzuka was
the
only
margin
in the
is
lead,
so
but was
big.
in the lead by an incredibly large margin. The JRA race footage shows that Suzuka was so far in front
Wow,
of the pack
even in
that
real life,
the
look at the
top
margin.
competitors could barely capture Suzuka's staggering lead. This was met with cheers for Suzuka to set yet another dominant victory once more.
Yeah,
However,
everyone is so
as
hyped
Suzuka
that she's
continued
gonna
to
win.
run, everything
But-
suddenly changed. Suzuka began to decelerate,
Oh,
slowly grinding to a
oh,
halt.
you,
as his
oh, yeah, we
competitors
get to see
passed him.
it. Suzuka is getting slower and slower, just like how the anime was actually showing.
Mid-race,
The tempo.
Suzuka had fractured his left front leg,
Fracture.
rendering him unable to
Fracture
finish the
leg.
race. An injury mid-race can be dangerous for both the horse and their jockey. An example of this would be Reischauer's mid-fracture.
Oh wow, they mentioned Reischauer.
To sustain injury with the fall. Suzuka, despite being injured,
Even the look at
didn't
the
topple the
ambulance.
fall, but instead, as Take describes, it was as if Suzuka had attempted to protect him, trying all he could to not cause Take injury
Oh,
with a
Suzuka
high-speed
was
tumble.
slowing down, trying to
Race
protect.
records for Suzuka
her
showed that he did
jockeys.
not finish this race, and instead was transported off the racetrack for further examination.
Yeah.
Later analysis of this footage revealed that this injury could have been avoided. It seemed as though Suzuka had run faster than his body could handle, and the repeated stress on his leg finally gave way. In the
Ah.
anime, we see Silent Suzuka begin to recover from
Yeah,
his
doing the
injuries and eventually
rehabilitation.
return to the track once again. But this is all to pay respect to Silent Suzuka's legacy.
Oh.
It's common belief that horses will rebel and buckle if they feel threatened, or accelerate irregularly if their jockeys can't control them. This, however, was not the case for Suzuka. Take and Suzuka had an extensive history together,
Yeah.
and encountered little to no conflict when on the race course. Even recounts from Take reveal that Suzuka didn't show any signs of irregularity in behavior. He just accelerated on his own.
Once
This
again,
led many to
accelerated
believe
on
that
his
Suzuka
own.
simply wanted to see how fast he could go, which, once more, is clearly personified in Umamusume. Unfortunately, at the age of 4 years old, Silent Suzuka, due to his injury in the Autumn 10 no-show,
Yep.
would be euthanized. And
Ah,
then
she
would
passed
become
away
the
just
figure
like
of
Right
Pyrrhixz.
Shower. Whoa.
Unsurprisingly, this event came as a major shock to fans of Japanese horse racing. A Fuji TV announcer's phrase,
The Sunday of Silence.
would become the symbol of this tragedy. The Autumn 10 no-show would take place on November 1st, 1998,
1998.
which fell on a Sunday.
That's a Sunday.
This phrase, the Sunday of Silence,
The Sunday of
refers
Silence,
to
which
the
is the
day of
father
Suzuka's
of
passing,
Suzuka.
and also the legacy that he came from, being an offspring of Sunday's silence.
Oh my god.
To many, Suzuka's abrupt
Offspring.
death was one of the biggest what-ifs in horse racing history. Suzuka had finally found a style
Wow.
which
So
suited
the
him,
difference
a jockey
between
who
the
he
anime and the
persevered
real
in,
life is
and
in
gained
the anime she
adoration
survived, but
thousands.
not in
All
real
these
life.
achievements, alongside the prospect of even more wins, snuffed at.
I feel like you guys have read in the
Umamusume did a
comment
great job
before,
with
but
showcasing Suzuka's
you guys
legacy
didn't
in the
tell me
anime. As mentioned
specifically,
earlier,
so
instead of
really
simply
appreciate
writing
it.
Suzuka out of the series, she instead remains a motivator for Special Week and the rest of
Motivator
Team
for Special
Speak Up.
Week.
Umamusume tends to shy away from creating scenarios that didn't occur in real-life records, but instead aim to honor the legacy that was left behind by racehorses who met an abrupt end. Silent Suzuka and Rice Shower are both examples of this. Although
The
they still exist in
examples,
the
yes.
series, their
Silence,
stories have
Suzuka,
ended
and
on
Rice Shower.
a touching legacy hidden in the anime.
They're
especially
basically the
in
same,
Suzuka's friendship.
but with
This is
different kind of
Take's following race in
the
the
background.
Autumn 10 no-show, where alongside Special Week, Take would bring home a
Yeah,
first-place
like,
finish
everyone
year
has
after
the
Suzuka's
expectation,
tragic
but-
incident. A touching legacy displayed by a tight bond that these two Uma share while training in Tracen Academy. Suzuka's legacy is also highlighted in Umamusume Pretty Derby, where the final race in her career before the Ura finale is the Autumn
Oh,
10
this is the
no-show,
story mode
giving
for
players a chance to allow her to
Suzuka.
finish a race that she never would. The impact of Suzuka's death hit people incredibly hard. A recount from Junko Hosoe, a race commentator who also
yes.
appears in Umamusume,
Hosoe.
states that people flooded the phone lines of the JRA Tokyo racecourse, all inquiring if Suzuka was okay.
Oh, they're all
Amazingly,
calling
JRA did
the
not turn these
JRA
callers
Tokyo.
away. The internet wasn't as widespread at this time, so instead, the JRA spent the entire day relaying Suzuka's situation to concerned fans, urging them to pray for Suzuka's swift recovery. Suzuka's passing also led to the creation of memorials and even a dedicated song to honor him.
Monument,
This song is entitled Tenma no Yoni, like a Pegasus.
like a Pegasus.
Today, fans of Suzuka can visit the Chukyo racecourse to honor and pay respects to his legacy. A racehorse who redefined Japanese horse racing and left behind a string of triumphant victories, personified in Umamusume by a diligent Uma with a deep compassion for her friends.
She looks
and
so
a drive
happy,
to
and
always
once again, the
give it
white
their all.
area, yo.
This was the story of Silent Suzuka,
This is the story
a
of
career
Silent
which ended
Suzuka.
abruptly, but will leave behind a legacy that would inspire future generations to come. Who should I cover next in this series, and what was your favorite part? Be sure to let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you all for joining me, and as always, I will see you all in the next one.
Okay. Alright. This will be my reaction to the dominating legacy of Silent Suzuka. Okay. I mean, the whole entire story of Suzuka is very interesting. At the beginning, we get to the Sunday silence. Okay, that's pretty interesting. And then afterwards, we get to see that Suzuka is struggling with the races, like due to all the jockeys couldn't cooperate or they couldn't like be like a team together until Take Yutaka, I think that's the name, and he is the one who actually made like a comeback for Silence Suzuka. And this was like shown in the anime where we get to see Suzuka just like transfer from Rigo to Spica. That is definitely a reference of this whole entire process. And then afterwards, Suzuka became a beast. Like she's dominating all the races, like 7 consecutive wins. That's very insane. And then what blows my mind is the Tenosho Autumn. Because in the anime, we get to see that she got an injury and she was sent to the hospital like immediately and she's going on rehabilitation. Okay, but in real life, this is her last race, or his last race. Wow. She was able to survive in the anime, but not in real life. You guys are saying that like Suzuka and Reischauer is basically the same. They got an injury with the fractured leg due to how much they had spent on the running. That's basically it. But I feel like Reischauer is literally just collapsed like on the ground, while Suzuka is trying to slow down. The way that she is slowing down without bumping into the other horses is trying to protect his jockeys. That is so emotional. I just wanted to comment that very quickly. I really don't know what to say, but it's just like I'm really feeling very emotional and I'm just very sad with both of these stories, like for Suzuka and also Reischauer. Wow. Right now I just got to season 2 episode 7. I'm ready for episode 8. But seeing Suzuka like this is just like it has a similarity very much between the two of these horses. So really shouting out to all the comments that are recommending me to watch all of these tragic stories just to get to know more about them in real life, right? And how like appreciated like in the world of Umamusume they were able to survive. Yeah, really appreciate it. So definitely very excited. And once again, I am on episode 7 of season 2, which is Reischauer, and I just cannot wait for episode 8. I'm going to be releasing that as soon as possible. Okay, thanks for watching this video. Please leave a like and comment, and also subscribe to my channel for my live reaction, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you very much.